In Formula One, change isn't just expected, it's feared. 2026 is not just another regulation shift. It's a complete reset of the sport. New power units, new aerodynamics, new energy systems, and potentially a new pecking order. But here's the real question. What do the drivers, the ones risking everything at 300 kilometers per hour, actually think about it? Behind the polished interviews and media smiles, there's excitement, doubt, and even quiet concern. Today, we dive deep into every F1 driver's true opinion on the 2026 era, what they're saying, what they're not saying, and what it could mean for the future of Formula One. 2026 represents one of the most radical overhauls in modern F1 history. Drivers are facing 50% electric power reliance, completely redesigned power units, a lighter, more agile cars on paper, and stricter sustainability goals. On the surface, many drivers are publicly supportive. They talk about innovation, future of the sport, sustainability leadership. But beneath that, the tone shifts. Several drivers have subtly hinted that the cars may become less predictable, more complex to manage, and potentially less pure in driving feel. Because in Formula One, drivers don't just race cars, they feel them. One of the most controversial aspects of 2026 is the massive increase in electric power. Some drivers are excited. They see it as a new technical challenge, a chance to redefine driving techniques, and an opportunity for smarter racing. But others? They're not fully convinced. There are concerns about energy deployment becoming too dominant, drivers needing to manage more than they race, and races potentially being decided by efficiency, not aggression. A few drivers have even suggested that Formula One risks becoming too strategic and not raw enough. And that's a dangerous line to walk, because fans don't just watch for efficiency, they watch for emotion, risk, and chaos. 2026 won't just change the cars. It will change the drivers themselves. The new regulations will demand more energy management, more precision, more adaptability. Some drivers believe this will separate the elite from the rest even more. Why? Because the best drivers aren't just fast. They're intelligent under pressure. However, others worry that natural racing instincts may be limited. Overtaking could become more calculated than spontaneous, and driver individuality might be reduced. In other words, will 2026 reward the bravest drivers, or just the smartest ones? If there's one thing every driver agrees on, it's this. Backhand index pointing right, 2026 will reshuffle the grid. History has shown us every major regulation change creates winners and losers. Some drivers are clearly excited. New teams could rise. Dominant teams could fall. Underdogs may finally have their moment. But for others, there's a quiet fear. Because in Formula One, your career can change in a single season. A driver in a top team today could find themselves struggling tomorrow. And no one wants to be on the wrong side of a regulation reset. Here's the truth most interviews won't tell you. Drivers are careful. They won't openly criticize the future of the sport. They won't risk relationships with teams or sponsors. But if you read between the lines, you'll notice hesitation in certain answers, repeated phrases that sound too safe, and subtle body language that reveals uncertainty. Because deep down, even the best drivers in the world don't fully know what 2026 will bring.